This is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just wanted to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes Podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hello, welcome to the Mocha Minutes Podcast. This is Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me. There's a reason why I picked this song. Well, it's two reasons. The first reason is the most paramount reason, but I'm going to say that last. The second reason is because Despicable Me 4 is out. I can't believe we're at 4, but I watched 2 last night. 1 is like top tier, but 2, I don't know. As much as I can talk about Mr. Pharrell and his problematic self, because he be doing some stuff allegedly. I don't know. He did his thing with the Despicable Me curation of the music. The first reason why is because the person that is joining me, I'm very, very excited. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. But I have Miss Money from Mixing with Bonnie, a.k.a. Bravo content creator godfather. Because literally, I will tell y'all, to be transparent, when I first met a lot of the Bravo content creators, they all went to her and said, do you know who she is? Oh, yeah, I know her. She cool. I like her. God. And they were like, oh, well, Monty said, oh, yeah, Monty told me about you. And I'm like, no, she the godfather, child. Hold on. She giving me an offer that I could not refuse. I said, and I don't want to refuse it because it has been a wonderful journey. Miss Monty, how are you this evening?
I am doing so good. Wow, what an intro. Thank you. I didn't even know that.
And I just realized, I'm like, I don't think I ever told her that.
No,
I have no idea. Monty said, and I went, oh, well, I'm glad I pissed Monty's off. I was like, okay.
No, I'm glad I'm saying the right things and nice things. I'm mindful of what I say, child.
It's like, oh, I'm like, oh, because I'm like, believe me, there's probably a few people that probably would not have that came on Mocha Minutes or even had me on their podcast if Monty was like, nah, no, move around. They'd be like, okay, I'm so sorry, girl.
Okay, well, I'm glad they're listening. Oh, how come it don't work for the people that I try to go, that's not who you should be talking to. That's a different story for a different day. How are you?
I am good. I'm trying to get back in the swing and out of the funk. Anybody who knows grief or just being in a funk is like, you can look several different things. You can be in grief. You can be in having a depressive episode or fun. You could have it all happening at the exact same time. And it just throws you off. But it's good to get back into the swing. And it's like, if I'm getting back in the swing, I need people I can swing. I need Shorty to swing my way. And so, of course, it's got to be Monty. And also, welcome back to the podcasting space. I was like, oh, I don't knock anybody, even before this, knocking anybody taking a break. Because one, podcasting, content creating is so self-propel.
Yeah.
So it's like you start to get like any kind, like it could be like 1,000 people saying, "Hey, I love you," and then there's that 10 people that say no, and it's like, "Girl, I'm done. I gotta take a break because
Yeah.
y'all are getting on my nerves."
Yeah, and there's a lot of just, intense pressure to produce a certain way. It's like is they don't
Mm.
tell you that. It's like when you get up there and you get a lot of people listening and you have that episode that's on the charts and are on the
Mm-hmm.
charts often and everything like that,
Mm-hmm.
then there's that pressure of like, well, this episode wasn't as good as the last one, and then the next one, or this one. So then people have an expectation, or if you're a day
Right.
late, they're like, where are you? You're supposed to be out on this day. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
They start to think of their life, and you're just like in it. And it's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
this is actually totally parasocial. I actually owe you nothing. It's really interesting but I'll start to internalize that too. I'll start to also be like,
Like, am I
uh,
not doing enough? Should
I'm
I be
not doing
doing
enough. I
more?
should be doing 4 Patreon episodes a month, and I should be doing
Mm-hmm.
4 episodes. I'm like, y'all do know
Mm-hmm.
that's like 10 hours of recording at
That's a
minimum.
lot of work. Like, believe me, when the
At minimum, who wants to talk for that long about the same things or the same thing, or even, like in the same way, to be on, to entertain and all that stuff. So,
because
it
sometimes you
just
be
wasn't,
off. You got to
I
plug
just
in and plug
didn't
out.
I
Yeah.
did not have a good year, in the
Mm.
teaching space. Education is just really, really hard right now. And it's really a hard
Oh.
time for teachers,
Mm.
everywhere. And it's like it's supposed to be self fulfilling, and it's not very.
Oh. Oh. Wow. Okay.
So it's like one of those things where I just couldn't do both. And unfortunately, the thing
Mm-hmm.
that brings me a lot of joy, like podcasting, like content creating, was
Mm-hmm.
something that I didn't get the opportunity to do because I needed to do the thing that makes me money. So, but I'm happy to be back because I am
Yes.
taking a temporary break from the classroom, and I'm going to actually be more in my creative space and, have a lot more time to do podcasting and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. And I'm really excited for that.
So, because this is summer, like for everybody who doesn't know, teachers, it's kind of like for summer break, it could be a break, or teachers who teach in the summer. But this
Yeah,
for
they
you
teach
is
in
a
the
break.
summer. They teach in the summers. I mean, it's like never truly enough of a break
Mm,
because I don't even know how they teach during the summer because the first couple of
I
weeks,
don't
I'm
either.
still in recovery mode. The
Mm-hmm.
last quarter of school, like the last 50, 60 days of school are some of the hardest days. You have standardized testing.
Really?
You have standardized testing. You have to get everything taught
Oh.
before the test. You have
Mm.
reviews, your own personal review. Like imagine, you have a team. If anybody's like in supervisory position, imagine you have a team and your team has to get a certain amount of things done in a certain amount of time, all done the same
Mm.
way or reach the same goal, but they all are different people.
Mm-hmm.
And your performance evaluation, like your bonus, your salary, everything relies on whether or not all 15 of those people on that team can
Mm.
meet the same goal the same way,
Mm-hmm.
even if it means that they need to learn it different ways. And then we'll
Huh.
give you what it is that you're supposed to have, or like a
Mm.
stipend, or some kind of like, or then you won't lose your job. Sometimes it's just that simple. Sometimes it's really is just like if the kids pass their tests, then you get to keep your job. And essentially
Mm.
that's it. So it's like, but all that has to happen within a very short amount of time, like 30 to 50 days. And so when that is happening, you're the
Wow.
after, and then our year still goes on past when the kids are out of school. So like we're still in school like another week doing admin work. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are physically responsible for moving your actual classroom. So like packing up your classroom, you do that. You do all of those things. So it's like you're
Oh.
just recovering for the first 3 weeks of summer, but you
That
only get 6.5 to 8 depending on where you live. So
that yeah, I don't yeah, the whole
July
you
is, so it's
literally
really
just
a
laid
scam.
all of this out and I'm like,
It's really a scam. It's like you really don't get summers off. We leave later than the kids and go back earlier than the kids. And so the only month you have is July.
yeah, cuz
And
don't you guys start like really August 1st or earlier?
yeah, we start like it's pretty early because if the kids are going to go back in August, we have to go back like 2 weeks before them. So
Mhm.
it really, you get a few weeks to recharge, but
Mhm.
how people are teaching during those times or running summer camps or whatever, I don't know how
I
they do
don't.
it. But it's honestly because in some states, in some counties even, you don't get paid in the summer. So when you're no longer teaching, that's it.
It's like you're like, I don't know. I think it may be some states that like they collect unemployment during the summer because technically they're not working, and people are like, wait, why would they do that? Like, because they don't pay them 12 months out of the year.
They're like, get paid, or you're in what's considered a good county where, and I use that with air quotes, where you have 10 months of work that they split up over 12 months. So they are now paying me retroactively. So I'm not even getting my whole paycheck every time I get paid. They're like spacing it out so I can have a little bit
Here's
less
the remainder of your salary for the fiscal year.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just like, thank you.
Thank you. Great.
So the self-fulfillment hasn't kicked in yet. But we're taking a little break. I took a break from podcasting to focus on getting my degree, focus on education, focus on doing that. Now I'm taking a break from that to focus on other things creatively and, building my family and taking care of my health and things like that, because it's really important. And I'm in a position where I can, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
As you shouldn't. There's nothing for you. It's like if you're taking a break, especially if you're content creating, whether you are sponsored or paid for or not, PTO, prepare the others. I'm going on break. This is who you should listen to while I'm gone.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it. It's like, please understand. It's like, y'all, if anybody does not know, and I say this at Afros and Audios, it is coming back in October, by the way. For everybody, I'm going to talk to you because I want you there.
Okay.
Cough. It's a lot of self-propel, but please understand, people are putting like a lot of work into it. So I think people think you click a button, you sit down and like, oh no, baby, because you got to think about what you're saying. Because people will clip. You need to weigh your words very, very carefully. You need to know
what you're talking about, who you're talking about.
And don't be loud and wrong, honey.
You say the wrong name on a podcast.
Well, actually, it's like...
That is like, it's like the cardinal sin. It's like, you need to know who you're talking about. Be prepared. So sometimes I watch the same episode 2 or 3 times. Like, because first to enjoy it.
Exactly.
And then to take notes.
To
be like, oh yeah, what did I watch? Because I forget.
Hello? Like the dudes from Watch What Crappens.
I'm sorry. Yes. You want to have me to break it down? I gotta get prepared, girly. I'm doing work over here, and you want it for 3 shows that you're 4 hours of TV and then 2 hours of this, and then you're like, oh no. And then people gotta make dinner. Apparently, I gotta feed myself.
People gotta make dinner. and then we have to eat. Because what I was gonna say is like, man, I don't like the Watch What Crappens guys. They're doing recaps, girl. They are doing voices as well, and I'm like, okay. I feel like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm glad they're getting paid because
because I'm glad y'all doing live shows. Because I'm like, I'm sorry, and I know Gary is like a sticking point on the boat show, but their impersonation of Gary, the first time I heard it, almost crashed my car because I was screaming, laughing. I said, now why are you doing this? Why he sound like a leprechaun?
Listen, because maybe
because he probably, it's like it's Gary from Below Deck. So there's that. So I'm so glad you're a black. Well, I'm so glad you're black, but I'm also glad you're black.
Thank you. To both.
I'm so glad to both. Glad to both. That is the show
glad
title.
To be black and back.
Glad to be black and back. It's the show title. I love it. So let's get into a few Bravo high notes. Shout out to Candace, aka my baby mama, who no longer is on Bravo. I am a
Isn't that crazy? What world are we living in? There's like no Candy, no Candy,
no Candace, no Candy. It was like,
I don't know what's happening.
This, way too many of us who watch the black people who watch the Bravo.
But also
Atlanta
is really expensive, and Atlanta is not performing.
It's not, and the thing about it's like for anybody
you can't afford Candy. Probably
you can't. Y'all can. Excuse me. I don't think Todd can afford Candy. If we're being completely honest,
nobody can afford Candy.
Nobody can afford Candy. Candy is like she is self-sufficient. Okay, for anybody who has started Bravo, especially if you're a black woman or black period, you started with Atlanta, so it's kind of like that was your gateway. It's like for if you're a housewife watcher, please do not write me. I'm like, well, I started with Top Chef. Well, obviously, we're not talking about you.
Everybody started on Top Chef who has like an IQ and is like smart with a suit. Or
there's some people with Below Deck. I started with Below Deck.
Bravo,
right?
Or like I watch Top Chef and Below Deck, like the superiors, like the elitists.
Yeah,
but like I don't watch reality. I'm here for Tom Colicchio. I'm like, okay, yeah, me
Tom
too.
Colicchio is the reason why I order my steak medium rare. He is literally the reason why I eat steak.
Tom and
so
Padma,
I get it.
And I did not even like Padma at first, and now I miss her desperately. I just need her back.
You miss Padma?
I don't get Kristen. I'm not getting, or maybe it was just that this season of Chefs were so bad.
Really? I need to catch up because I did not watch the season, and I like Kristen.
Them out on it because she sat down like, I know I'm new here, but like,
oh my God, they were
not good. But
wait, is it? Wait a minute, hold up. Is it like first couple? You know, the first couple of seasons of Top Chef.
Bad. It is bad. It was everyone overcooked fish bad. Like, and I'm like, how do you all fuck up fish in the final 5? Like, I don't. Are you kidding?
Okay, see,
they could not afford to just randomly send people home for one bad elimination round. They had to stop doing quick fire for elimination. Like, it was just bad. It was bad.
Oh my God.
So
wait, so okay, so what do you think about how was their restaurant wars? Was it
terrible? And that's my favorite episode. I fell asleep.
Same. That's the thing. I have, and it's so bad to say, I have the whole season in my DVR to watch. And I'm like, because I am a Top Chef.
Binge, but you should not watch it weekly. That was not good.
Okay, and that's what it's sounding like. So I'm kind of glad I am able, like, I'm going to binge it. One, because I'm a Kristen Kitsch fan, because I enjoyed her on her season.
As the chef.
So it's kind of like,
I love her as the chef. I just think that we really cross a murky line when we start letting some of the best contestants come back to be judged. I need there to be a lot more separation of like your knowledge of expertise. And that's also why I didn't always used to trust Padma, but now I miss her.
Isn't that crazy? It's like, I can't stand this. This is how I felt about Tamra Barney Judge.
And then now we miss her.
And I'm like, yeah, Tamra can go back.
And you're like, God damn it, bring her
back. Go back, girl, put her. I was like, as soon as she left in that first season, I was like, fuck, bring Tamra back. And now I'm sitting here like, she can go now.
Yeah, bye.
Because you spend a little bit. I'm like, now Tamra, bring on the judge. You spend a little too much time with Teddy Bear. You spend a little much time with her, and I'm like,
I hate it.
Teddy can shut the hell up. It's like, girl, shut up.
That's not a duo that I care for at all.
And I was like, why is that show doing so well? Because of Tamra. Because that's the reason why I listen. I'm like, Teddy is Otis. Ain't nobody here to see you, Otis. Nobody's here for you.
Damn soul.
But it might be those 3 people who like parsley on that plate. They're here for Teddy. It's 3.
Yeah. Maybe.
So, we hit like we're just catching up, y'all. We really are, but
yeah, it's been a while. I've not explained how I feel about anything. Can I tell you, you're actually the first podcast that I'm back on. Yes. You're my first dip back in. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
let me get me a cry angle. I got to cry out here. Where my
I am the first one. It's Mocha Minutes is the first one that I've been on since I've been back.
I'm so excited. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh God.
Yay.
Okay. See, I'm excited. I can't wait because I was on Aaron and Kaya's podcast last week. When I tell you I was like super excited. And I was like, y'all understand? I'm like, when the last time we talked? I'm like, Aaron, we could talk on here for 3 hours. We ain't got 3 hours. But we can talk on here for 3 hours. So we get excited. I'm like, I don't think I've said too much about that pistol and with ponytails that Siggy was literally right about. And I'm like, I am literally like fighting the air. I'm like, the fact that I gotta keep saying Siggy was so right about her makes me mad. I'm like, I don't like
speaking of manifestations, are you not like so totally thrilled for our girl Hub House?
When I tell you, like everybody who knows, so for everybody who does not know, me and Lindsay are birthday twins. It's me, Lindsay, I'm saying Tamron, Tinsley, Mortimer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Viola Davis, Chris Hemsworth. We don't talk about
what a great
Hulk
day.
Hogan.
Y'all were all meant to be great.
Except for Hulk Hogan, he embarrassing us. But still, everybody else. But me and Hub House are the same birthday. So shout out to Chelsea from the cute one. You know, I am the cute one. Donnie's the cute one. I love Chelsea, but Donnie's the cute one. She's the reason why I started watching Summer House, and I binged the first 3 seasons because I kept seeing her Loverboy thing. I'm like, what the heck is Loverboy? She's the reason why I started watching it.
Yes.
And so
she's the reason I started watching too.
See how it's like Chelsea is the gateway to Summer House. How did that just come up? So I had binged it. I had no idea people didn't like Lindsay Hubbard. So I was sitting here like, wait,
she's a hard watch.
And I was like, she is not the.
She's an intense type A woman. Like, people don't love successful women who have their shit together and are self-assured.
She is very type A. I'm type B.
She came in self-assured. Like, she was very much so, like, she didn't have a relationship with her mom, so she like kind of came up how she came up, and she like, you know, worked for herself and killed a lot of things and succeeded really early, and like, people don't love that, especially because she knows it, that she's not humble about it. And I'm like, why should you be? It's New York.
She's an August Leo. I can tell y'all exactly. I'm like, so do y'all want me to explain? She is an August Leo, burning hot as 1,000 suns. That's how we are. You know who else is an August Leo? Kyle Cook with a fucking E.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have said this a lot. Kyle is literally who the person, like, this whole, like, not people like, oh, she yell a lot. I'm like, yeah, the personified version of Lindsay Hubbard is Kyle Cook. That man storms off. That man says what he wants on Mad Day. Y'all have never said he need to be the fuck off the show, or he don't deserve nice things, or I can't stand him. No one says Kyle Cook is terrible. Y'all just kind of roll with it. And it's like, hey, hi, Kyle Cook. You can sit here and say that Lindsay weaponized Carl's sobriety. I said this on Aaron's, and I meant it. You weaponized his addiction last season because, hey, hi, we found out he did every single drug. He put drugs in every hole in his body because you are the one who told us. So how she weaponizing some sobriety that we didn't know he had an addiction about because you are, like, he said he had sobriety. I'm like, oh, but you was mad and you told us all the drugs that he took. That was you. You called your wife a whole bitch and you knew. We didn't know. You knew that she had issues with depression. She was going through depressive episodes. You know who do that? The fucking man that fucking lives in her house and fucks her at least maybe once a quarter. And
at the very least.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So you knew this about her and you still treating her like shit and calling her lazy and calling her a bitch on camera. And Andrew, you did not bring this up, but you get mad at Lindsay? Girl, fuck you.
Boop.
Girl, fuck you.
No, but for real. And Lindsay's gone through a lot. So I get that she's a hard woman to, like, I understand when people have a hard time with her, but it's really because she makes, if you have any insecurity in yourself,
please move around.
Exactly. Like, she's not only like going to exploit it almost, but it's like she's also going to be like, I don't have time for it. In fact, it weakens me. You go figure that out over there.
It's like, please, it's like, if we want to look at, it's like Kyle wrote a whole 4-page letter like he's fucking Aaliyah because Lindsay cut Amanda out of a picture, and she's like, I cut her out because I didn't want to have no conversation because, by the way, I know you fucking somebody else, and you have never forgiven Lindsay for that. And that's how we can tell, Kyle. I can tell you have never forgiven her for that. It was like, wait a minute, why are we all getting a 4-page letter? I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'd be like, Portia, I'm not reading all that.
Is that a Leo trait? Like, do you all not let things go? Like, can you hold a good grudge?
We can. And it really does depend. It's like, baby, it's like, please don't get on my nerves because I will hold on to that. And mind you, I'm talking about 2 August Leos. It's like, it's so funny. This is the analogy. And I don't know. Let me know if this makes sense. Kyle is to Lindsay what Karen is to Giselle. They're a lot of like, those two are not the same sign. Kyle Kyle and Lindsay are. I'm like, they're a lot more similar, but y'all let Kyle get away with shit. How are y'all? It was like, I'm sorry, Kyle. How many times does Kyle storm off like he's fucking Ramona Singer? He storms off. And it's like, sit your ass there. And y'all never say, like, how dare Kyle? And like, Paige and Sierra, y'all started. Hello, Sierra. I wish the fuck you would spill another tear off this so mediocre looking white man. I'm so sick of you.
Please have some self-esteem.
I'm like, excuse me, that guy, Austin, is that his name? Yeah, that's him. That man is not attractive. He is tall. He is not Jesse Solomon nor Carl Radke. Carl Radke is a master manipulator, but he is an attractive man. Austin is tall. That's it. I'm like, ma'am,
that's all it is. And I think that for tall women, they tend to, I don't know, because I'm a very short woman, but for tall women, I think that they're like, oh, there's a man who is taller than me. Like I can be healed if I want to. I can be feminine if I want to. I can he can somehow, he is going to not see me as domineering or intimidating immediately because I'm tall. And like there's this tall man who is like, yeah, okay. And he's like, okay, well, finally a man who might,
and it's like, you know, for Austin. I mean, because Luke is. I'm like, I'm gonna say, Luke is not a mediocre look.
It's like, just because.
That's it. I'm like, Austin is tall. That's it. They're like, you don't think? No, he's not attractive. Luke, maybe, but let's be very clear. Luke a bitch ass for literally bringing your fine ass in the summer house to make that girl who like married the comedian that looks literally like Kyle Cook's older brother, to make him jealous, to make her jealous. And I was like, I'm sorry, burner. He burned you, because Sierra fine as hell. But I'm so sick of. I'm like, Sierra's way too fine for this. She truly is. I'm like, okay, so we need to, like, you are crying over some man named West.
Not it.
Girl.
That's not the look you want to go out on.
Girl. I'm like, you know what, Paige? Now, you cracked me up all season. Now, you got all this harsh critique about Lindsay. Baby, I need you to have a good heart-to-heart with Sierra. Sierra, you're too fucking fine for this. Stop crying over those bitch asses.
It's really sad. I don't love that. I was
like, I don't like that.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
I'm like, she is way too fine. I'm like,
she does this to herself. I'm like, girl,
you came out here with this revenge dress and revenge body. I'm like, you're wasting all of this glam on West.
You are a model.
You
like where everybody
have a nursing degree and a model. Fuck you. Like, are you kidding?
Like shrivels up in the summer. You flourish. You soar. You glisten.
You open up.
Like the sun and her are best friends.
It's ridiculous.
The weave is good. The legs are long. Why are you crying over any man?
She is good at a theme party. I'm like, if y'all having a theme party, check out what Sierra wearing, because she's probably.
Like,
if y'all had a competition, she won.
Any man. I don't understand. Men are crying over you, like actively.
They need to. Like, I'm sorry, West. I need you to do all the
But that is why girls like Lindsay bother girls like Sierra, and I love Sierra.
I love Sierra.
They bother her because she's a self-assured woman.
She not doing this with you. She don't need somebody to pump her up. She gonna pump herself up. She's not looking for somebody to pump up.
She needs to have the girls around her that like know that Austin's not a catch, and if they don't sleep with him, it's like, okay.
Why do you think that Lindsay was not sitting around crying over Austin Crowe?
It's not a big deal.
Oh, she has no problem like hooking up with him, doing the gawk or anything. She's like, anyway, life's good.
Over Austin Crowe, you have summer. That's the point. Summer should be fun. You do a little dippy do, and then you go back to work on Monday, and you be a boss-ass bitch.
I was like, because that was the other thing about Summer House. I didn't realize it's like they stayed on weekends, go back home. I'm like, time out. What the fuck is this? It's like, wait a minute, time out. Y'all rent a house to just stay and party on the weekends, and then y'all go back to the apartments that y'all pay for? Wait, what?
And I thought that was like, wow, how rich of you.
Right. I was sitting here like, wait, that's what they do? Because when it said Summer House, I'm thinking how Martha's Vineyard is. Meaning they take a vacation and go up for like a couple weeks and do it. I'm like,
No, but see, that's also what they could do at the time, because Summer House also first season, like their budget was not the same.
That's
These are
very
people
true.
who they
That's
could
very
not
true.
film in the Hamptons even. They had to do it in Montauk because that was one place they could get permits.
That's
like,
true. That's
the Hamptons
right.
girls were like, girl, absolutely not.
They're
We really
like,
want the New York
excuse-
housewives up in here.
It's like, I'm sorry, is Bethany with y'all?
No,
Oh,
it's like
okay, just shut up.
Remember when New York would go to the Hamptons, they could only film like at one restaurant.
That's very true. That's very true.
Cell phone footage or something. So like, no,
or just at their houses, and that was it. You didn't see them around.
No, they don't want a bunch of millennials at the time. They were young too. These were young millennials. Like, I just was doing a Vanderpump Rules rewatch, and the Summer House crossover, like its premiere episode came on during Stassi's birthday, and I was like, wow. It was really different, and they were rich, but only to their friends in New York City. But the Hamptons, the rich, wealthy elite, did not want.
They were New York rich
8-year-olds and 24-year-olds to be having rosé and clam bakes on their beaches, because they're like, they're gonna get too loud.
Excuse me, it's a little bit urban out here. There's not.
It's too urban. Like,
it's a little bit too urban.
Think back to those Hamptons parties. Like, think about the Hamptons parties that like housewives in New York had. Hello? They were always at someone's house, and people like Kelly Ben Simone. Like, you know, it was like a marvel that Alex got invited.
Okay.
That she even came with her Comic Sans. You know.
Oh, those them poor shoes. And like,
what a time! What a time!
What a time to be alive.
Oh man.
So, I, as a Atlanta girl, I was when I tell you, on my Mount Rushmore, and it keeps moving because let's see,
it keeps getting demolished.
Yeah, because me having to remove Bethany Frankel from my Mount Rushmore is something I'm like, I didn't think 7 years ago, be like, absolutely not. Now it's like, oh, that bitch can choke, allegedly. Okay, you guys, because you know how she comes after people, allegedly. Anyway, I put Kenya Summer Moore on my Mount Rushmore. One, because it was like, I didn't like it when she first there. When she came back, I was like, oh yeah, they needed you. And then she had little Brooklyn. I'm like, excuse me, I love a little cute little black girl. Like, let's do it. I did not need to see that man with a nose ring. Didn't need to see him. But one, she was funny, and she was needed on the show. So this whole thing of how this is developing, and the bad part about it is we're recording on July 5th. There could be a new thing happening over the weekend by the time this comes out.
I'm trying to figure it out, making sure.
Like, is this something new?
It's a lot. I blinked and Lindsay Hubbard was pregnant.
Like, when I tell you, I'm like, hello, Hub House. I would like send me the invite.
Somebody know
when the baby shower, because we gonna be there. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be Monty. It's gonna be Zell. We coming to the damn. We coming. I might be able to get you.
And they just started filming. So that's
I was like, someone said, is she on the next season?
And everybody is back except for Danielle. But
right, everybody. I'm like,
so Carl, they just took a picture together. Like, they just did a picture. All of them, and Carl and Lizzie are in the back row of that picture. So she is filming and she is pregnant.
So we might get a summertime. We might, because of how far along she is, seemingly.
Yeah, but like, she's showing right now a little bit. What is she, like 4 or 5 months?
She has to be about 4. She has to be at least close to 20 weeks. She wouldn't tell the
public unless it's
at least at the end of the first trimester, especially since she lost a baby. That whole baby with that man who was on the Winter House. I'm like, girl, who is this man? Who is this?
Well, they're saying this is with the alleged boyfriend.
The new alleged boyfriend. But it's kind of like, because she lost the baby, I can understand why she waited. So she has to be at least outside of the first trimester. So that's what I'm thinking. But I'm like, so that means we might be getting a baby shower on the Summer House.
Yes.
And if it's not at the house, it's going to be sometime during the week, and we're going to get footage.
I am secure your next 2 seasons.
Excited.
Lindsay.
It's like, girl, let me tell you something.
She has definitely secured the bag for 2 more seasons.
She has at least 2 more seasons. Because now it's like, now we're going to want to see more of her life. Because it's like Carl's like, I mean, like, you put all this pressure on me. Because, sir, you were throwing spaghetti at the wall and none of it is sticking. And also, sir, you're 40! You're not
When are they
24
gonna stop
years
with the
old.
I'm not ready. Like, what are you talking about?
It's like I gotta get my life together. Like, the thing about it, it's like, wait a minute, hold
15
up.
years ago.
I was like, sir, you are literally saying, like, why are you not more excited that I'm going back to the place that I said did not appreciate me and it was a hellscape and I hate it?
Okay.
It's so like, wait a minute. It's like, Carl, you literally complained and said Kyle did not appreciate you now because you're a contract employee. She should be happy. That's not a full-time job with benefits. What the fuck is happening right now?
She just wants to know that there will be a baby with a dental plan. Like,
hello?
I understand.
Babies are expensive. Do you know how much it costs to be, like, what happened if the baby in the NICU? It was very important
that when I got married, I was like, let me get, what are the benefits looking like? And
hello? Can I see the package?
She got that fantastic Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and cross that dotted line.
Hello? It's like, I don't understand that. Girl, I gotta get off Summer House because I swear I could be talking about this for
I'm
days.
so sorry. It's just because
it's nothing. You're sorry today. Because you don't understand. I have not expressed this to anybody either.
Today, and they just started talking about
like,
it. Just started filming like this 3 days ago.
And so, and I think now, because one, the person who leaked, and the thing was, I don't think she necessarily did it by accident. It was Dorinda. Dorinda was like, the reason why Hub House wasn't that traded is because she's pregnant. And it's like, now, Dorinda, I know you've only had one child.
Dorinda.
And I'm like, Dorinda do a lot of stuff. And it's like, it came out. And I think now Lindsay is saying, like, this is really sad if this is true. She wasn't paying attention. I don't blame her. But it's like, Dorinda, now you should know better than that.
Yeah, she was probably too busy, growing the baby.
Right. And it was kind of like, it's when she said it was like, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago? So she's still within that first trimester. I'm not saying shit. Even if you did know, then time out. How the fuck did you know that?
How did you know that?
How did you know that? And who the hell told you?
This was not what I saw.
Unless Lindsay told you. Because I'm like,
I didn't expect Lindsay being pregnant, and I did not expect Dorinda to be the one to tell us.
To tell, and she said it weeks ago because they were leaking it's about a month ago. I got to see when it was. But it's kind of like, it's still within that danger zone if we don't talk about it. Because now I'm wondering if she told Dorinda. Like, is she the one who told? How the hell did you find this out? Because it wasn't like nobody was talking about her possibly being pregnant until Dorinda said something. At least to me. I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. Nobody was they say they saw that manifestation of Paige last year, but that was it.
That's it. Okay.
Nobody was thinking. I'm telling you, this was a surprise. People were like,
I was like, oh, they're like, Dorinda drunk ass. What the fuck she talking about? And it's like
when Lala got pregnant again, I think Lala's pregnant right now. I'm like, that makes sense. I could see her doing that. But Lindsay, I did not see that coming.
But I did not. So especially so quickly.
They're back to filming.
And so quickly after that reunion. So it's like, I thought maybe if it was a baby before the ring, I would think sometime in the fall, honestly, if I'm sitting here thinking about this. But now we might get a baby shower, Monty. We might be getting a Summer House baby shower.
They're gonna have to throw her one because that's some big news. You can split that season up. You can
do not let Kyle do this. I'm like, we can find somebody else. I know Daniel off the show.
Cook anywhere near her or this baby.
No, because it's like
no.
It's like, Lindsay, I know you've been very cordial and trying to be fair because Kyle is your coworker, but let's be very clear. After this season, after this reunion, please understand, that man is not your friend. And he's not been your friend since that season where you said, hey, I cut her out of that photo because you fucking somebody else. He is not your friend.
Kyle is nobody's friend. I don't think he's a good friend. I think he's very self-serving. He's not even a friend to his wife. And that's a shame.
You knew she was having all these issues and you still came after her like this?
That's crazy.
That is an August male Leo. I said it. Everybody's talking about like August. When they talk about male Leos, I'm like, whatever y'all said is true. They scare
me a little bit. They do.
They should.
I know a couple, and I don't think I need to know that many more. I think I'm happy where I'm at because I like to keep a safe distance.
I'm a female Leo. I tell everybody, I'm like, oh girl, I've dated a male Leo. No.
Okay, that's fair because I'm a Taurus, and so Taurus females are actually fantastic. Taurus males can be.
They have the potential.
They can can be. It's just that stubborn
the
quality
potential.
goes over better with a girl, a female, because we tend to be backing that up with logic, whereas men are doing it usually just like based off of how they feel, like men logic, which is very different.
They do a lot of men. You know what's really funny? I've noticed when it comes to zodiac signs, every zodiac sign was like, I'm not dating. No, they always say, I'm not dating my own sign. I'm like, that is hilarious because everybody says the same thing. I'm like, I'm a Pisces. I would not date another Pisces.
No.
It's like, we all kind of do it.
I would technically date another Taurus. I'm glad I don't have to, because we would just be in a standoff about everything. Like the stubbornness, like I don't let up. And so if they didn't either, it would have to come to love. Like they would have to love me more. So I wouldn't do that. I have a Gemini, and that's enough of a wild ride. But so
Geminis are fun.
I love my wife. She's actually the better half, literally. People really enjoy her because she has that outgoing, effervescent personality.
The doctor's pretty dope. I kind of enjoy her. It's
like she's never met a stranger. Everyone is her friend, and she can make friends with a bench. She likes to talk to like when we first, like one time, this story is so wild. It's like I was waiting for her to get out from getting her first vaccine. This is back when we were in Georgia, and she was taking, like they had this back when they used to make you wait like 30 minutes like in the room to make sure that there was no reaction, but it was past 30 minutes. We were somewhere like barking up like 50, 55 minutes, almost an hour. I'm like, you had an appointment time. It can't be that busy. One, it's Georgia. During vaccination. I don't think, but no, she got caught up talking to the 86-year-old man whose wife forced him to go get this vaccine because they want to go out for their anniversary because they've been married for a lot of years and his birthday is coming up. And she
I'm sorry,
why is like the appointment first Lord. Because he was waiting, he needed help filling out the paperwork. Like
the fact that you remember all of this and know all of this is literally like,
and
oh God.
Because 3 or 4 days later, she just was like, oh, it was so-and-so's birthday. I was like, who is that? She's like, the man from the vaccine. The man from Walgreens. I was like, are you kidding?
You're like, really?
How do you know that? Why do you remember that?
I don't even know why this is a thing, but I'm a Leo, so I'm a fire sign. Fire signs and air signs get along so famously. Fire and water, not so much, but I do know people who are water signs. So it's like, if I'm a male Leo, it's going to be a July Leo. And that's probably going to make sense to like 3 people.
Okay. Listen. July is cool. I don't mind the summer months.
July Leos, and that's the other thing. Like different months, they were like, "Oh yeah."
A May Taurus and an April Taurus are very different.
See, you see
it. For reference, Sheena Shea is a May Taurus. Candy Burris is an April Taurus.
She is. And see,
I stated Sheena perfectly. I'm not as emotional as her. She's a little bit on that closer to Gemini side, where like they just experience emotions and their personality can shift a little bit based on that, whereas Tauruses are really deeply rooted in logic and things that make them feel good. We are luxury based individuals, and people think that we're lazy, but really it's just like, if it doesn't benefit me, I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. It's like, no.
If that means not going to the bathroom until the commercial break, then that's what the fuck it means.
Hello? They're like, why are you ain't gotta go to the bathroom now? It's only gonna be like 8.5 more minutes. I am good. I can wait.
It's like, I'm not going to go to the bathroom in the store. Like, let's go home. I need to go to the bathroom. And then my wife will be like, well, you can just go in right now. I want to use mine. My toilet paper.
I'm sorry.
My soap. My towels. What if I want to take a shower? What if I want to enjoy the mirror? Like, I don't want to be rushed. I need to have my own experience.
Also, I think it really does depend on the store. It's like, oh no, I can wait till I get
exactly. Home. I'm gonna wait.
It depends on which one it is, because
I'm gonna pick the most luxurious experience I can have. Even
and that's usually at my house.
That's candy. And that's why I like candy.
See, hello.
But I understand people like, she doesn't give you anything. I'm like, and she won't. She's a Taurus. We're gonna give you the bare minimum. Make you
if y'all shit on, like, I have noticed that if you shit too much on a Taurus, they're like, oh, then you don't need to know anything. Why are you not telling us? Because you spent a very long time shitting on me, ma'am.
There you go. You show me exactly
what I mean. It makes sense to me.
But like, just like Sheena, like we have one mode of loyalty. We will be loyal with the person until they give us a reason not to. Like Sheena will die on the heels of her friends all the time. But then that
even when they don't.
Us, exactly. But then in that moment you cross us, it's like, wow.
Oh, it's like, okay.
Because we always want to be able to rely on the fact of like, I was there for you. And usually whoever she fights with, you can't say she wasn't. Candy too. She always had somebody's back. You can't say she wasn't with. You can't.
That's why like the editors can't even pull it up. Like saying, "See Candy." I'm like, nope, you ain't gonna find too much of that. Not with Candy.
No, exactly. And I think it's gonna be a different show now, especially with someone like Candy, who actually is a friend, not on the show, and then a friend of hers with Kenya being on the show. Now we don't have anybody.
So here's the thing
I want to watch.
Exactly. So the thing about it is, a lot of these housewife shows, especially the ones that have been on longer, they thrive in either having an OG or an anchor. Atlanta don't have either, because Candy and Kenya were not OGs, but they were anchors.
Yeah, exactly. And
so it's like, y'all have no anchors, y'all have no OGs, and no, Sheree cannot.
You got Portia. But now I'm sad because now we don't have Portia and Kenya, which is what we already teased.
They need both.
They needed both. It would be really nice to have had both of them finally be on the same side. I think that would have been great. We were gearing up for an epic season, with both of them. But now I'm hoping that they don't take the approach of like, because of how they're ending things with Kenya, I hope they don't take the approach of like New York or something, or like Beverly Hills when they fire a housewife mid-season and then they cut them out.
Yeah, and then you're like, why does this look so weird? I'm like, why are y'all so weird with... Oh, because y'all cut somebody out.
I'd rather them make this part of the season and let us figure out why. Just, show the whole
put
thing.
like the black screen to put a statement up and Kenya has ceased filming. That. Do that, because that's like her opening of her spa, that is a huge thing, because they kept saying like for years, we need to see Kenya's life. Show us some work that you did. Here's the work. Y'all need to show that and pay her for it, by the way. And so to your point about Portia, it's like Portia is an anchor, she is, but I think because she took a break, and then you know why she took a break. And I'm like, yeah, this anchor's only going to work if she's attached to something else, and she needs another weight. Right. And she needed attachment to she needed Kenya, or she needed Candy. Phaedra not coming back. She over there with the medicine ladies. She not coming back. So she needed another weight.
Yes,
and it needed to be Candy or Candy. She still do, because I'm like, what you're not going to do, Miss #LoveWins, is piss on me and try to tell me it's rain, ma'am. You spent a very long time. You thought Tamron Hall was out of place when she looked at you like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, do not like, hey, hi, Portia. Stassi,
we remember.
Do not come sit here and sit in Tamron Hall's face and say something that don't make sense, because she gonna look like, what the hell are you talking about?
Exactly.
It's like, ma'am, you're not gonna sit here and I'm like, Simon, let her ponytail go. Please let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Because I'm like, if you are sitting here in my face making me laugh at you, because I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be laughing, but that 265 days is actually kind of funny. I'm like, Simon is like, I'm like, yeah, keep it there. But Portia, you went out of your way to say how much your life is so great, and then insinuate that people were jealous of you and how your life shipping out. I don't want to hear like, oh, he did this. I don't want to hear nothing.
I don't, because you did, and you stole that woman's man, and you got egg on your face, and that's just the facts. And if you don't talk about it, cancel the whole show right now.
We can take, like, let me tell you something. I sound like Roddy the Voice. You put your pussy in that woman's pool, and you left out that woman's house with her husband and her Hennessy. So we are not going to sit here and you're like, feel bad for me, or oh my gosh, girl, it's a lot. Girl, no. We are not Phaedra, who wants to sit there and lie on your face and watch what happens live.
No.
We not her. And no. I'm actually going to miss Kenya, and I don't like the way, I'm like, the thing about it is, I think I talked to a friend about this. I was like, I really just hope what they're saying is not true. It's like, because the thing I'm like, I'm not going to say, oh, she didn't do it. I'm like, I don't know that. But the thing about it is, I really hope that she didn't, because one, Kenya Summer Moore don't need to create moments.
She did it.
She is the
but she's feeling not the moment.
She feeling. You think Kenya, that's what it is?
I really do. I think Kenya suffers from really bad insecurity. She just wants to feel secure and stable in her life and does not. And has not been able to. She has been chasing this for so long. And even like a show where she is so iconic on, she can feel even that rumbling. If you can get rid of someone like Candy, she's probably like, well, what if they're going to tell me that I'm too expensive or something? And she's like, I need my job, and she needs to be loved. Kenya needs to have the fandom. She needs to have the stage, and she does good on it. So there's nothing wrong with that. I think if you're going to have a housewife be paid really well, it should be a Kenya Moore. She knows that she should be the villain.
She deserves every dollar that y'all about to pay her,
and she works for it. But I also think that this is what, and Brandy Glanville, I hate to quote her, but she said, make the villain, praise the villain, love the villain or whatever, and then punish the villain when the villain does the villain thing. This is a woman who did bring out somebody's fiance's mistress and cookies from the cookie lady. And we loved it. We ate it up. So I'm just saying, we're not out of the realm of possibility of this being something that she did. Especially when I'm hearing with cork boards and blowed up, sounds like
It sounds like a stunt. And so it's kind of like you go.
She probably just didn't know would legally or like
she didn't realize that's revenge porn. Because when I was talking to
I don't think she realized that at all.
I don't think she did. Because I think it's like,
because
when we're talking about
what revenge porn is. My mama didn't know what revenge porn was.
Because she didn't realize. Because when I said it, I was like, I think. So I hear y'all. Because I'm like, I really hope like revenge porn. But the thing about it is, I was like, if we're talking about the actual just basis,
it's very new, and it's only very newly illegal. We're talking about like the last,
and we only really heard about it in California. This is Georgia, so it's like, wait a minute.
10 to 14 years has been like when it's like been a thing, and it's not much of like someone leaking a sex tape is now considered revenge porn.
That's what I was.
People who have done that.
And they've done it. Hello,
she got a whole career.
Hello, we've seen people's dicks on Twitter, and honestly, that could be also considered revenge porn, because that's what I was like telling her. I was like, I think when they're saying revenge porn, that's the general basic definition. I'm like, if we're talking about if what they're saying is true, that's the general basic definition of revenge porn. That part. But it's like, the thing about it is, like, Kenya has done a whole bunch of stunts. I think at this point, it's like, ma'am, you are the anchor of Atlanta. Even when Portia is coming, even though Portia is coming back, we don't care. Kenya Summer Moore is the anchor of Atlanta right now. She was. At least she was until she was, they're like,
parted ways.
It's parted ways. It's like now it's like it's not about revenge porn. It's about the morality cause. And I'm just like, oh, she wasn't fired. She quit. I'm like, girl, I don't give a damn why she's not on there. Atlanta was the anchor.
There was a morality clause, and even if there was, I mean, allegedly, but like, let's call a spade a spade. She was definitely let go. Bravo always wants to make an example, not just out of Atlanta, but they make an example out of Kenya every time. It was suddenly so not okay. It was suddenly so not okay for people to not wear cultural representation on their bodies for,
and then they got people who
Halloweens
predate her.
Yeah.
You got people talk like who brought props, and all of a sudden it was
Luann has like 17 different spinoffs and stuff, and she came as Diana Ross with an afro to the ceiling, like literal cosplay.
And the only person that like called her out was Carol, and people were acting like Carol's being out of place. I'm like, no, she's not.
No,
and she has
Carol
a point.
Like she had a point.
Like,
but I'm saying, but Kenya's the one that they cut the whole scene out and they make us like look at the pool or something while she's having that conversation with that girl because she was in a culturally insensitive. Like, it's right, and it was the right thing to do, and also stop only doing it to Atlanta and to Kenya more. Stop making her the guinea pig.
Or like the whole things with the props. Now it's like one of her props led to.
She did not do all of that without production knowing.
She didn't.
Every single part
it's like,
of that.
Okay, remember the fan? The fan was a season before, and the only reason I stopped is Candy was like, if you flick that fan one more time, and what happened? She stopped. So it's like, but it's like, hey, hi. I distinctly remember other people bringing literally and I'm sorry, a printout of an email is a fucking prop. I don't give a goddamn what y'all say.
Props.
She is not. It's like, girl, she is not the originator of this. She's just better at it.
Somebody literally just brought this to my attention, and this is what I'm saying. This is how new it is, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't change with the time. It just means that, like, Kenya Moore being the precedent is like, we should not set the bar this high, because you're not going to meet it every time. You're not going to do this every time someone does this on a show. But like, someone brought to my attention on listening in like season 2 or something, when Ryan and I remember this very, very, very vividly.
Oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Invited everyone to like an adult party, and he made it seem like he was going to premiere Frederick's like porn pass.
I remember this.
Instead, it was like a different connotation cartoon of like, you know, the pounding and the like banging and all the things. And he set the whole thing up as if he was going to do that. And he was going to say, and he talked about it being, he scared the shit out of Frederick. Because he thought he brought him there to embarrass him.
Frederick was pale. Like,
he was like a whole gray. Like, for real.
I'm sitting here like,
yeah.
And the thing about it is, if this was 2024, that would be considered revenge porn.
If he even set that up, that would be considered like really problematic and terrible.
Correct.
And I'm just saying, like, it's not that she should not have lost her job. It just means that it escalated really quickly, and it doesn't seem like there was any leeway or any person who just told her, don't do that.
Yeah.
And if this was the clause that we're working from, producers produce. She's not going to pull a stunt by herself, and they don't know anything.
So I'm glad you're bringing this up, because the other thing, bring out production. So for anybody who watches the boat show, if y'all watched last season, there was a portion where it was I believe it was a deckhand and the stew. There was a stew that was so drunk, she was passed out. The deckhand was trying to get in bed with her. Production stepped in and said, come out of here. Come out of there. Come out of there right now. So for anybody saying production just doing it, I'm like, oh no. If they see something wrong, they can stop it. Because the thing about it is, it's like they stepped in. People are like, wait, they what?
Well,
like, they came
ABC,
in.
Did you, are you a Bachelor person?
I'm not. I wish I was a batchy person.
I know. It's my long.
What happened with ABC?
But, Bachelor in Paradise a couple of years ago, that something like that did happen, where she was too drunk and she was in the hot tub. He was also drunk, but I guess not as drunk as her. And there was the finger bang heard around the world, and she ended up suing ABC because the production company, they should have stepped in a lot earlier.
That
because
is nuts.
she was not conscious, and it's all filmed. Like, it was on the night cameras. The production should have stepped in.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think if Homeboy guy lost his job because of this, but it's like he was. No, it wasn't.
But Jax Taylor gets a show.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with Jason.
Because where's the morality clause, and why he was fired? Him not being able to come back.
How was Kristen back?
Remember why they were fired? It was like something about, like, I don't know, racism. We had a whole thing. It was like an apology.
Y'all asking about Stassi coming back. It's like, see, this is okay, and then we're going we gonna end on Jersey. Here's the deal. I don't want to hear none of you bitches talking about like Jennifer and losing her job when y'all asking for Stassi to come the fuck back. Y'all can kiss my whole black ass about this. It's like, no, what y'all are not going to do is like this whole, let's talk about morality. Y'all want Kristen to come back. Y'all want Stassi to come back. Y'all are fine with Lulu. Y'all fine with Ramona coming back. Y'all fine with Victoria coming back. Y'all are fine with Tamra coming back. Y'all are fine with Phaedra coming back. Y'all are fine with Portia coming back. Shut the hell up.
So then why was Kenya even fired? What is a morality clause?
What is it? Is morality a thing? Hello, I work in HR, and I'm like, every company has a morality clause, but I'm like, there's a thing.
You're not following it.
Y'all are literally, this works because y'all got microwave fandoms, meaning they don't remember shit. They are 10-second Tom when it comes to a lot of shit that happened on Bravo.
But I am from the North. We remember.
Baby. Hello? Please call me Sansa Stark. I remember everything, bitch. She remember everything. I'm Sansa, that's Arya. We remember shit.
We remember.
It's like, what are y'all talking about? So, okay, so Jersey is going to be very interesting. Now they're saying is, I guess it's going to be basically what they did at BravoCon. The thing about it, people were talking about like the reunion. They couldn't have the same panel at BravoCon of all places. They couldn't even be on the same stage at BravoCon. So like this was not surprising to me. And now they're like, okay, so we're not having like a first. Andy's like, oh, we don't need a reunion because of the finale. They're like, shut the hell up, give us our fucking reunion. And now they're saying like it's going to be like set up like it's going to be two factions. Like this is literally the after show that they film and it's shown on Peacock. No, Peacock did not pay me to say this. It's like, then y'all might as well just do like a fucking after show. But now we got a fight.
And we should be getting after shows now, apparently after every week. They're going to get rid of the whole reunion, cut the cost, and just give me the after shows.
Okay, so is it, okay, can I bring this up? So, you know how like after shows used to be like halfway through the season it started. Vanderpump Rules started after the premiere. I'm like, time out. Y'all could actually do this earlier? Mm-hmm. Y'all started like, I was like, wait a minute, how Vanderpump Rules starting after the premiere, but all the housewives, y'all starting like midway through the fucking season. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the hell?
Because there's no more content on Housewives, man. That's the problem.
So
I watched this Jersey episode. I was so bored, Stephanie. I was so bored.
So we was going to talk about hashtag the fight. Because the thing about it is, I remember when they said both of them were suspended and that Danielle had started this fight. And I was like, oh, God.
Danielle did not start this fight.
She did not. And I watched it and went, oh, for fuck's sake. I was like, now, Jen.
If you push me, what do you
am going to when I tell you, I'm like, I know people are talking about Danielle, like allegedly she don't be paying people, she don't play invoices. However, Danielle is who I want in my fucking corner. When I tell you, that's the Danielle I want, because them like reflexes are like a fucking cat. It's like, girl, I know. Like,
but on Jersey, I know we're not talking about people paying people. Teresa is a criminal.
A whole criminal. Margaret,
and this is why I will never
Margaret, your first season.
Be a tree hugger, because I'm like, y'all are also a little delulu in that yes, she is the show, but if we're gonna accept Teresa, we can accept Staten Island girl who not paying people.
Hello,
did you get a check or not?
I liked Danielle last season, so I was like, I was disappointed. And so the thing about it is, I tell everybody, I am not a tree hugger, nor do I like, I'm like messy Melissa. I'm like, I can't do it, Melissa, because Melissa,
not a TV show.
Melissa is playing in people's faces. However, I'm like,
also, she's boring. How are you that manipulative and boring at the same time?
And boring at the same time. You need Margaret to do the heavy lifting. So the thing about it is, I say I live in a cottage outside the forest of tree huggers. That's why I am. Because it's like, one, Teresa likes to stay out of a lot of stuff with people fighting. I will give it Teresa this. I'm glad she said, that is not what Jennifer said. I'm like, because that isn't what she said. However, I am somebody who
it's not what she said, but it is what she is, and she's trying to imply.
She insinuated, and that's like Danielle. That's the difference. She didn't say it. She insinuated. Yes, but it's like it does not help that Danielle. You were like, well, I'm gonna take my stuff off the top before I'm like, time out, girl. That is like, wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, it doesn't help.
It didn't help.
I think she said the wrong thing.
She said
Jennifer
it wrong.
Knew she didn't say the right thing, and she exploited it.
She exploited it.
And she needed to spin it because it's like, oh, this is a moment. She's saying that she pays herself back. No, I think they don't. I think when they write a check for chairs, the chairs just get paid. But I also think that when they are doing things for the vendors, what they make back, a lot of when charities throw events, they pay.
They have overhead costs, so it's kind of like it's like Danielle. It's like
you can't write that off.
Exactly. It's like Jennifer. It's like Jennifer and Danielle. Every charity, the Red Cross. Hello, it's the running joke. If it's like a national disaster, do not give to the Red Cross, because I don't know how much of that money that you given is going to go to the people that you want and not to the operating costs of Red Cross. Everybody kind of knows that.
This is so random, but my parents, they live far away and near a like farms, and there was a shipping or a freight company, and the trucks were Be Good trucks. They were Bethany trucks for her relief and support company. Specifically, her support and relief company. That was what was coming out of the lie. I was like, what?
This stuff. I'm like, okay, Bethany, this we like from you.
like for you. But I also I need to say, the noses on New Jersey are horrendous. The noses are
how Dolores
horrendous.
get in this? I'm just kidding.
Okay. No, that's not even what I'm talking about. It's Fuda. That's terrible.
So I'm gonna tell you this right now because y'all, we're gonna have to wrap up in a minute. But Monty's coming back because we gonna find some time to record next week because we continue in Jersey because we gotta talk. Because I love Monty and I love this because we talking about Jersey next week. Because for anybody who doesn't know, because this will probably be coming out on Monday or Tuesday, so after the Sunday. Yeah, we're not getting new episodes. So hey, hi, hello. They already said it. I'm like, what? Why?
Okay.
It's like, okay, girl. It's like, okay.
Because you got so much content.
Y'all got so much. Like, it's like Jersey seasons are so long. They're not. I'm gonna say this. I love Jennifer Aiden. I really, truly do. But bitch, you put your hands on me. I don't. It's like. Here's the thing.
Exactly.
The whole thing with the whole thing about them getting physical, baby. Stevie Wonder could have seen it because y'all get a little. I'm like, girl, get the fuck out of my face. And it's like, yeah, if you get into my face and we're pointing, saying you dirty. Oh, I'm probably gonna. Hey, hi. The person that should have been slapped with a cup should have been Danielle. Like, if we're being completely honest, she just pushed you, but she did it so tightly that it's like. Yeah, no one did say it.
She gave her some good pushback, and I think that shook Danielle up. But she was not expecting a shove.
And you saw her reflexes with a cat, and it's like, I'm not a tree hugger. And I sat here and went, now y'all giving Teresa a thing. I'm like, go back and watch it, y'all. It happened so quickly. Teresa was not looking, and also she was not. If she thought violence was going to happen, you don't think she would have paid attention? She didn't think nothing was going to happen because neither one of those
people. Dodo bird. She doesn't know what's going on.
It's like, and it's,
she was not reading the room.
Now y'all going to leave one. I like that Tree said that's not what she said because one, Danielle words mean things. You said that's what she said. That technically is not. Is that what she insinuated? Yes. It could be seen as an insinuation, and that's what you're insinuating. But you said,
that word, that thing is really big to those people up there, and
exactly.
You should know that they don't like it. Don't insinuate even.
Don't insinuate that. Don't say that I'm a thief.
Does you know what in the bathroom? Don't insinuate it. Don't analogy it. Like they.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. You definitely coming back because I can't wait to drag Jackie's bitch ass.
Yeah, and
because I'm like
I can't with her.
Fessy is messy. And the
She's
fact that
a lot.
And the fact that her and Jackie do a podcast together should make total sense.
She's a lot. Yeah. She's a lot.
So, Monty, please tell everybody how they can find you. Again, thank you. And
thank you.
When I say, like, she's coming back, I mean it. Y'all lucky I got a hard stop like I am Kendrick, okay? I'm like I'm busy like Kendrick. He got a hard stop. But Monty, thank you so much for being here. And tell everybody how they can find you. Listen to the Patreon. Tell them all of the good things.
Yes, you can find me anywhere at Mixing with Monty. The podcast has been rebranded, relaunched, and it is out and ready to go. I have a new co-host, and I have different people that I have on already. I have Kendrick already up there, which is great, and some more fun people to come. And Stephanie will definitely get you on the schedule. Now I'm scheduling, honey. I got people coming back onto the Mix with Monty, but you can follow me anywhere at MixingWithMani. And I had so much fun. Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to come back to Jersey.
Yes, literally.
We can make something out of anything because this season is so boring. But
it really was. It's like, let's focus on some other stuff. I was like, I have several because I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I need violence to make sense. Now, everybody who knows me knows that I have I like Toya on Married to Medicine. I like seeing how much her husband is 25 toes down for her and her cute little boys. But let me
too.
Right. I love her. It's like, should she get on my nerves? Yes. However, you get in my face, I'm mushing your ass too. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't even like Toya, and I'm like, I'm Team Toya on that one.
Yes.
I was like, girl, get the fuck out of my face. I'd have mushed you too. So that's why I was kind of thinking
always said the reason that I had to be Team the Table was because if I was Monique and Candace was touching my hair the way Monique was touching Candace's hair, your hands are in my face.
I'm so sorry.
What do you expect me to do?
I was like,
you obviously want to fight.
I'm like, Candace. I was like, y'all, Candace ain't no hood bitch, because every hood bitch know
Exactly.
you slipped my hair. Your hand should have been slapped.
Are you kidding me?
The person that should have got like,
she was looking for a fight.
She was looking for it. It's like, oh baby, you know that Candace not no hood bitch, because hood bitch know these rules. Because I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, I immediately said, oh no, not the way she twirled. She twirled.
It's like, you want me to? I'm like, girl, that is 3 times too many that you touching this girl.
I would have done the same thing if that had happened to me. So if you're going to be in my face the way Danielle was in Jen's face, I probably would have Danielle Jen first.
But the thing, that's what I'm saying. I said the same thing. I'm like, I'm so sorry if like you were that close, say you're dirty. The person that should have smacked with a cup was Danielle. Oh, we coming back.
But
okay.
we know, yeah, we'll come back. Let's come back.
Yes, we do. Because I cannot wait. Let's talk about violence.
And the double standard.
Hello, because it's the triple and quadruple standard. But y'all, this has been the Mocha Minutes podcast. I will be back